Hey guys, welcome to The Split, a young adult book review podcast for readers and writers. I'm Bryan Cohen, the author of the Ted Saves the World series. That is Robert Scanlon, the author of the Dreamer Chronicles. Coming to a new year. This will be posted in the new year, 2015. We've gotten to read over a dozen books that we probably wouldn't have read if it weren't for this show. How do you feel about that, Robert?
I feel fantastic about that. Actually, I was thinking about it the other day. I'm reading probably more than 2 books a week at the moment. And so, that's really, I'm a fast reader. I've always been a fast reader, but it's nice to kind of get that skill back up because I think it's a muscle that you do have to flex. So I probably dropped off to maybe 2 or 3 a month, and so now I'm reading much faster, and I'm enjoying it. It's inspiring me to do better with my own writing. So yeah, how about you?
I feel the same way. I feel like I've already made some strides in my writing from reading these books, and I was reading some books before we started. I was trying to read a book a week, and so yeah, I'm really liking this, and it'll be great to hear reader feedback, listener feedback. But until we get to that point, it's just great for us getting to work on this.
We should also point out to anyone listening that hello.
Hello.
We should point out to the thousands of people who are subscribed that you, in fact, listen to the books most of the time. Is that correct? Yes.
So I listen to the books. I listen to them through an Audible membership. Yes.
Yeah. So as I said, someday we'll do at the end of the show maybe a tale piece on how that is a different experience because now you've got an additional voice in there with the narrator, and there's different ways to express emotion that I may not read, but you may experience by hearing it because of the tonality of the narrator. So I'm really curious about that.
That's true. We'll do that. We will talk about that someday. But first, let's talk about Heist Society by Ali Carter. This book was a nice quick read. Let me describe it, then we'll go into thoughts from reader perspective, writer perspective, takeaways, and a prompt. All right. Katerina Bishop thought she'd left her life of thievery behind when she scammed her way into the best boarding school in the country. When the dashing Hale gets her kicked out, she's forced to jump back into the family business to save her father from a powerful mobster. An impossible job, a teenage crew, and a ticking clock will leave her hoping she isn't rusty. So, this was fun. I think that Ali Carter has a big popular series out there, and this was like really her readers. She isn't taking any time. She says, you either like my stuff or you don't. This is the kind of stuff I'm writing. It's going to be fun espionage for girls, and if you're in, you're in. And I think partly I was in, partly I was out. I thought I'm obviously not the target demographic for it. Very much enjoyed a lot of it, a lot of the quick-witted stuff between Kat and Hale. Very fun. And you get I'll have to play you the audio version of her cousin. It was very funny.
Oh, that'd be neat.
Very well done. Very kind of Valley Girl, popular girl tone. It was that really added to that performance for me. But I think when you review a book like this, it's almost kind of review proof because, like, obviously you can like it or not like it, but the people who love Ali Carter are going to love this book for sure. What did you think from a reader perspective?
Oh, let me tell you what my daughter thought from a reader perspective. She read Heist Society after I did. It's a very quick read. So the next morning she came down and said, Daddy, can I have the others, please? Sure. The next morning she came down and said, all these Gallagher Girls books, can I have those too? So she's now up to, I think, book 4 in the Gallagher Girls. So they're a fast, and my daughter's 11. So, they're a fast read. They're sassy, they're snappy, they're not deep. You know,
No,
and
no.
you definitely have to be willing to suspend disbelief. There's some quite incredulous moments where you think, yeah, oh, come on, but that's okay. I liked it because it was reading between the lines, slightly tongue in cheek.
Hmm.
It really reminded me of some of the 1950s movies with Cary Grant and those sort of.
Ah, yeah, the screwball comedies, kind of.
That's right. So there's, it's partly comedic, it's partly serious. You've got, this girl, she's only 15, but she's a thief, and not only that, a pretty smart, sassy, and experienced one. And the dialogue, I think, is beautiful.
Oh yeah,
When I
it's
say
so good.
beautiful, I mean, it's not literary beautiful. It's just, it's comic book.
Great.
It's
It's
comic book.
it's yeah, it's well done. It's
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure, for sure. That's a good segue into writer takeaways. When you have an audience, I think, when you know what your audience wants, give it to them. Give it to them quick. Give it to them in bite-sized chunks. I don't know how many books there are in this series at this point.
3 at the
I know
moment.
it's three of them.
Yeah.
I mean, this couldn't have taken so long to put out. I mean, it's a shorter read. It was half as short as the last book we read,
Yes.
and if you're a writer and you find something people like, do it. Keep giving it to them. And she has her true fans, and that's fantastic. And it's the dialogue snappy. The description is serviceable to feel the world and to feel what these characters feel. And it's not all believable, but it isn't supposed to be either.
Yes, that's right. That's right. It's kind of in the old Batman style, and you just think, well, yeah, it's fun. It's super good
Yeah.
fun, and I really liked how, from a writer's perspective as well, almost every chapter ends on a cliffhanger, and almost the
Hmm.
start of almost every chapter starts in the middle of action. And
Yeah.
so she leaves you working out a lot for yourself. There is no backstory in this that's unnecessary. There is
No.
no fat at all. You've just got to work it out as it goes along. So and
Yeah.
that takes a lot of skill, I think, to do. New writers often fall into the trap of thinking, oh, they must know about, when she was 10 and she was kidnapped. And, no, you don't need to.
No.
Just show it when it's ready, if at all.
Yeah. I agree. I
Fat,
totally
a
agree.
99% fat-free book.
You'll lose weight reading this.
That's right.
So let's talk about some takeaways.
Yeah.
I think my first takeaway, I've kind of harped on this already. If you know your ideal reader, give them the ideal book for them. I think the ideal reader for Allie Carter is your daughter
Probably.
and girls like her
Yes.
who are quick readers, uh, love to see characters close to their own age doing things that are incredible and fun in a real world setting, because there's not superheroes in this, but it's still, like you've said, comic book snappy. So, yeah, I think my takeaway is deliver your ideal readers the ideal book for them.
Very nice takeaway too. I like that. And look, I'll add to that actually, because mine segues quite nicely. You don't need a grand setting of werewolves and dragons and hobbits and magic to entrance the ideal audience into a story that they immediately then want to get the next one, and then the next one, and then the next one, and then the next one. So she, as you say, Ali Carter she's found her meme and she is punching it out there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I agree. I agree. Another takeaway, make it fun. Make it fun. Have a good time. Readers will see if you weren't having a good time while you were writing
Oh
something.
yeah.
They'll see if it was painstaking, and if you had to do research late at night in the library that you hated and you drank 20 cups of coffee to deal with. You need to enjoy what you're doing. If you can finish a scene and smile, you're on the right track. So do that as often as you can when you're writing.
Yeah, totally. Hey, I forgot to mention as well, it's probably obvious from the fact that my daughter sailed through the entire series and the Gallagher Girls. This is perfectly fine for middle middle grade readers. There is some romance in it, but it's kind of sassy, so no one's really going to worry too much about that. So yeah, I think it's an all ages theme. So, but
I totally agree.
There must be a prompt that gets us into something fun and comic, and
there is a prompt. Oh, wow. It's insane.
Who knew?
It's short. It's sweet.
All right. I was going to say like you, but I don't know how tall you are.
I'm very short. I'm about 5'5", so I'm definitely short.
And sweet.
What a guy. All right. Prompt of the week. If you could escape to another life, what would it be and why?
Oh yeah.
That's it.
That's
the prompt.
The life of an international thief. Can't you just see that she may have written this thinking, if I could get a movie made of this, I could be off to Paris, to Hong Kong, like London.
But you say that jokingly, but man, maybe we should all do that.
Yeah.
Maybe in hopes of our movie deals, we should all just instead of it being in our backyard, we think of it far, far away in places we'd want to visit.
That's right. And we know of authors who would deliberately then take a holiday and go to that place so that they could research it.
Oh, yeah. Man, I'm jealous of that. One day, Rob.
Yeah, one day. One day what we'll do is we'll co-write something that'll be set between Chicago and Australia, obviously.
I like that. Yeah. I like that. Then I'll get to visit you. You'll get to visit me. That'll be great. We'll do it during the summer, though. So
it is summer. What are you talking about?
Do it during American summer.
Yes.
So that
it's still warm here.
You won't have to cope with the cold. Yeah, exactly. Cool. Well, this has been The Split. You can respond to our prompt on the comments on YouTube, or you can post on the splitbookreviews.com comments. You can email us. You can please subscribe to our channel and our podcast. Subscribe in as many different ways as you should.
You should have it. Everyone should be consuming us everywhere. I mean, there's no better way, no more proven way, scientifically proven, to increase your intelligence, your reading capacity, your understanding of stories, and your writing abilities
than watching this show.
Correct.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I have no science behind this, but, but my dad was a middle school science teacher, so I'm sure he can prove it.
There you go.
All right.
We lost him.
All right. Woo. Guys, this was great. Thank you for listening and subscribing. For Robert Scanlon of the Dreamer Chronicles, I'm Bryan Cohen of Ted Saves the World. Thank you for watching, and we will catch you for another book review next week.
And happy 2015.
Thank you guys for watching. Somewhere on this page is a subscribe button to the Split channel. We do reviews every week. We would love it if you followed us every single week. Isn't that right, Robert?
That's exactly right. Follow us now. Hit the subscribe button.
Do it.